Her call shattered the silence at exactly 2:17 a.m. It sliced through the darkness like a hairline cracking glass. Sharp, sudden, irreversible. Her voice didn't carry the slur of wine or the tremble of tears. It was calm, deliberate, each syllable placed like a puzzle piece. "Hello," she whispered, as though the time and space between us hadn't collapsed into a quiet void, as though it hadn't been weeks since I erased it from the life I once pictured wordlessly without offering closure, as if she didn't remember how our last conversation ended, her eyes dimming like the final flicker of a dying flame. She never knew I noticed. She always assumed I was a step behind her web of lies. I let the silence stretch out, long and unyielding, until she rushed to fill it. "I've been thinking about what we had," she said gently. My eyes stared at the glow of my phone screen, thumb poised above the mute button. I hesitated. Outside, rain whispered against the window in a constant low murmur, like the static of unresolved emotion humming beneath my skin. "I know you called off the wedding," she said, her voice low, as though saying it aloud made it real for the first time. She didn't know I'd already pieced it all together. Every fragment of betrayal laid bare long before she picked up the phone. I said nothing. I let her mistake silence for softness. She thought it meant I still cared. 3 months before we were set to marry, she said she needed space. Not from me, she'd insisted, but from the pressure. Her therapist had apparently recommended a retreat, a getaway to breathe before forever. I agreed. I always did when her voice turned tender, when her words came cloaked in sincerity. But the night before she left, I saw it, one message, one glimpse. It popped up on her screen and disappeared just as fast. "Can't wait to wrap my arms around you. I've missed you." No name, just an initial, but that was enough. I didn't confront her. Doubt doesn't come crashing in. It seeps slowly into your bones, settles under your skin, wraps itself around your ribs. She smiled as she rolled her luggage to the door, but her fingers clutched the handle too tightly. Her knuckles gave her away. Guilt has a way of showing itself in the body long before it's spoken aloud. 2 days later, she posted a photo from a picturesque coast. The caption read, "Finding Solitude's Peace." There were 2 glasses in the frame, one barely visible in the background, but it was enough to spark the investigation. I didn't tell her I was starting. The photo was traced to a luxury resort in Santorini. A favor here, a discreet contact there, and I had the guest registry in my hands. His name was Connor. Her O-flame, the one she once said she wasn't ready for. Seems now she was. I paid for the paper trail. Flights, hotel bills, suite bookings. He'd arrived 2 days before her, left 1 day after. They shared a room. The evidence was overwhelming. So I did nothing. Not yet. I waited. She came home glowing. Skin kissed by sunlight, hair lighter, shoulders relaxed, freckles newly painted by the sun. She kissed me like she was trying to erase guilt with pressure. I let her. I nodded. I played the part. Picked up her wedding dress, smiled. But beneath every smile, I was forging a weapon of silence. Then it slipped. A voicemail, probably meant for him, barely a few seconds long. His voice soft, smug, amused. Still think he's in the dark. 2 weeks before the wedding, I left an envelope on the kitchen counter. Neatly stacked inside were photos, receipts, travel records, the voicemail transcript. No note, no dramatic message, just truth. She came home humming, carefree, until she saw it. I stood down the hall, watching her reflection in the mirror as she opened it. Her knees didn't buckle theatrically. They lowered slowly, like her body finally caught up with the truth her mouth wouldn't speak. She said one word, just one. No. Not as a plea, not even as regret, just disbelief, as if truth itself had betrayed her. I stepped into the room, picked up my keys. Her eyes locked onto mine, wide, disoriented, searching for some anchor in a world that was no longer hers. I asked one thing, why? She opened her mouth. Nothing came, just silence. I walked away. 3 days later, I canceled the venue. I didn't tell her family why. Let them figure out themselves. Her mother called. Her sister texted. I didn't answer. They hadn't betrayed me, but they hadn't protected me either. She came by once, knocked softly like a stranger. I didn't open the door. Later, she emailed a long, twisting letter packed with justifications, fear, and confusion. She claimed she'd done it to protect us. I replied with one sentence. Kurt, you made your choice. So did I. Then I blocked her. I wasn't angry. I didn't scream. She had already burned enough for both of us. What I left behind wasn't fire. It was silence. Final. Weeks passed. And then on that rain-soaked night, her voice returned, shaking now. Maybe she thought my silence meant I'd forgotten. But I hadn't. I had simply moved forward in a way she never learned how to. I'm sorry, she said. I believed her. But some apologies come too late. They don't fix what's already been turned to ash. They just mark the place where it started falling apart. I miss you, she whispered. I let those words hang for a moment, fragile, suspended, weightless between us. Then I spoke, calm and clear. I don't. And I hung up. No anger, just clarity. She chose the past. I gave her back the future.